Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darksiders 2. So we were gonna fast travel to Volgrim, and while we're there, I think it's time, at least as an experiment, to buy one of the most epic loot boxes that we can get. The general idea would be that to wait and not do this at level 18. Like, where am I? Am I here? There's no zooming in. Like this. Yeah, this is the way I want to go, I guess. There's just an enemy here that made me think I was going the wrong way. Yeah, that fast travel sure didn't take me where I thought I was going to be. We really don't play with Volgrim, which is a shame because there's points at the end of some dungeons. The last dungeon we did that wasn't really a full dungeon, it was like half finished, could have very easily had Volgrim in it and him be an indicator that you should fast travel. Alright. So, first thing we want to sell is the Book of the Dead chapter. That gets me the bone key, which would let me go get a bunch of stuff. Can I sell the pages? No. And like nothing else really to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend 1,000 to respec. Respec. Volgrim is the master of dark magic that can reset any creature's developed skills. Choose the items to wipe clean the skill tree and reassign you your acquired skill points. Alright, a sacrificial artifact of unknown origins for 25,000 would be a legendary artifact. Or we could get for, let's see, we can get a random possessed weapon. But if we do that right now, that's going to be 20 of the tokens. And it will only be at my level. And looking as I only have 7, like 70, you receive the talisman. You receive the talisman. Before I do anything else, these talismans are worth 20,000, but they seem to have no, they don't seem to have anything. I mean, what's going on here? Talisman level 40, talisman level 40. I've got to go sell those back because clearly I'm not going to be able to use these talismans at level 18.
I have new items if you
Alright.
have the code.
I guess that's what the number is by them, is what level you'd have to use, you'd have to be at to use them. So, while I could get a random possessed weapon, they've kind of told me that this loot box system doesn't even work. Like, let's, I guess, cross our fingers for science sake. We'll get one possessed weapon and hope it's level 18 or around there. We got a possessed glaive. Okay. And now when we look over here at this possessed glaive, is level 18, and so I can start now trying to upgrade this and improve it. Okay, I guess that's alright, but it did come at a rather high price of 20. Alright, so we respect. And the reason I wanted to respec is A, there's an achievement. Not that I'm going to get all the achievements, but B, I want to upgrade this to the full. Upgrade this. Upgrade this. Upgrade this. Let's see. Upgrade that. And that. And that. And increase the amount of damage the ghouls do, and increase the amount of explosion they do, and increase that. And I guess I'll do that too. So we fully upgraded necromancy as far as all of those elements, and I wasn't using the teleport slash at all. I wasn't using inevitability. So this is going to allow me to put my points, which I have only a couple more in. So now as I get level up, I can improve whatever thing I need to improve in the next 6 levels, which will be quite a while. Next place, before we kind of say we're done, the lair of the deposed king, I believe, is where this key goes, right? Take this to the kingdom of the dead tomb to unlock. This menu is a mess. I am fairly certain it is this. We will be coming back to the land of the dead. Certainly. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just finish the main story and be done. I do have to kind of make a decision at a certain point. Like, do I want to try to accelerate and finish what has already been way too many hours of gameplay of the main story? Do I want to just try and hurry up and finish that so that I can touch the DLC? Or do I want to just try and have the experience that a normal person would probably have? I guess that's what I want to do. I just want to kind of play until I can no longer play at all. I guess the other 2 tombs are in the angel and demon sections of the world. So opening this tomb, they gave me a skill point, and I'll get all kinds of weapons, and we'll have to play with the collectibles. Very possible it was a bad idea to buy a possessed weapon since I was going to open this chest. Our money is still in a good position. Let's see, is there... The Demon Heart Talisman. This talisman is at the heart of a demon lord, one of Lilith's rivals who ran afoul of our fury. Now, His once ambitious heart rewards whoever holds it by infusing common items with devouring spirit, increasing their value. Wait a minute. So, before we do anything, let's go see if what this means in the real world. Demon Heart. Equip. Is it a item that would increase the value if I tried to sell it to a shopkeeper? Or is it an item that is going to increase the value of items as I pick them up? I mean, how would I even know if it's increasing the value of things I'm picking up? I might be hearing one of those stones. I guess if you didn't learn to drag things, you wouldn't have been able to find these things.
Impossible.
We'll go ahead and
I cannot. Impossible.
I probably should have sold more than one health
Impossible.
item. Now that I think about it, yeah. Since I knew I was coming to this right after seeing a shopkeeper.
I cannot.
And a bunch of gold hit the ground, and a item came out of the ground. I assume that's for breaking everything in the room, which maybe I did that in the previous one. I think I did.
Impossible. I cannot.
Now the problem with all this loot dropping on the ground is it's possible that there's a talisman or something around here that I just did not find and did not pick up. So as far as scythes, we got a bunch of scythes, none of which beat my possessed scythe. We have these punishing. Let's see, this is the possessed glaive we bought. So if we got some other possessed weapon, we'd be upset with that. And we kind of did. We got these possessed armbands that apparently have just attack on them and nothing else. So we're actually doing rather nicely starting with the possessed glaive. This would reduce our defense but increase our critical damage. I don't think so. This would get rid of our experience, so I don't think so. This would get rid of our experience, so no. And then one more talisman. Here. And we'll just re-equip that. So now it's time to start upgrading this. We could get strength. We can get health per kill. Or we could try to get arcane critical damage, which I bet we wouldn't get anyways. Lightning damage is already one to feed to it. Critical chance. Wrath on crit. Health per kill. I think we're going to go with health per kill. So this one. And this one. And I guess we'll go with that one. So health per kill or piercing damage by 1 or lightning damage. So yeah, totally take health per kill. Now time to upgrade some more. Like, we can't introduce anything new. So it would be actually really stupid to feed any of these to it. So we'll just have to wait till we get better weapons. Interesting. Interesting that we have all of this stuff and none of it did anything. Well, it'll give us some money. But I kind of need boatman's coins and more than money. Alright, well, we really didn't see a reason. Let's just fast travel to the outside of this. Like, there's this bridge, and I still don't know why this bridge. Let's see. So that's this question. 3 hit kills, 2 hit kills. Alright. So this bridge says there are 3 treasure chests. Like right here. And unless they were because of like the bloodless talisman, like where are these treasure chests? It's not the bloodless talisman. It must be under. Like that must be the trick. Unless maybe you start on the other end and you have to run all the way under the entire bridge. I guess that might be it too. Boy, does this feel like a glitch. I really don't see anything under here. What happens if I jump? You die almost instantaneously. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I guess I can do this. So I'm standing here where the treasure chest is supposed to be. Let's see if we could do some visual glitching to maybe confirm. Alright, well, forget that. It's time to move the story forward. Let's see. This speeds up the horse. Although you can only give it these little boosts for a short time. just looking around. This is the first time I imagine I've ever come up this direction, so it's possible there's some collectible, some stone that needs to be shot. But this is where the game was going to continue. As we go to the Tree of Death, like at the end of Act 1, we were going towards the Tree of Life. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a cutscene just like that.
Not so fast, Horseman. You're following me. So I am. I will remain here at the tree, should you have need of me on your quest. And dust has a beak for more than corpses, Horseman. Follow him, and you will find the key.
Can't be that easy.
Follow dust, find the key. Can't be that easy, Grandfather.
You may be right, Death. The future is a secret even I cannot keep.
So he's not a shopkeeper. Like, he just is not. And where we are on quests is, yes, we could portal back to the Forge Lands. But there's kind of no reason to. So at some point we're going to go to a demon land and some other area. Like, that'll be the demon land, and this is the angel land. Now, it might be that these sections are a little bit more like giant dungeons than they are open world sections. I'd be fine with that. It would be a pretty drastic change from what we have been experiencing, but I'd still kind of be okay with it. So we get a bunch of guilt and we get a bunch of experience. And
I don't recognize this place. Where have you taken me?
This place is called Lost Light. It is an outpost, far beyond the gates of heaven. And it is here that the angels have hidden the key to the Well of Souls.
Why
it's weird that this guy is now your leader.
The angels would use the key for their own purpose. So it was hidden here to safeguard it from their schemes.
Right.
Or so they hoped.
So if Crowfather was just going to be your main plot narrator, notice how his chain on his arm, by the way, is just floating there. His arms are moving forward and backward, but the chain isn't. But if he was just going to be the plot narrator, why wasn't he doing that in the first act? Why do we deal with all those other characters that seem like they didn't matter at all?
The well has power over all life.
It does. Though I suspect there is more to your question. Go on, Rydo. Ask it.
The Four never knew of the well. Why was it kept from us?
For fear of what you may have done with that knowledge. The Nephilim could not be allowed to ravage creation any longer. They needed to stay dead.
Then the well can bring them back.
And so we get to the root of it. Yes, the well is the fount of all life. Angel, demon, mankind, even Nephilim. But from their blades they wrought chaos. And from that was born corruption. You were right to destroy them.
And I don't really feel like it would change the game. I mean, it would change the world in a weird way if at the end of this whole story we brought the Nephilim back and not the humans. Although, very possible that we don't bring either one of them back by the end of this story. So we're back to kind of a skybox section. Bright. It's the right decision. A bright sunny area instead of the let's face it, dark and gloomy section that we've been spending Well, I would say we spent a lot more time in the Forge Lands than we did in the Land of the Dead, and we're going to come back to the Land of the Dead, I suspect. Death belongs in the Land of the Dead. He looks like a character that belongs there. So I enjoyed that aesthetic. But I'm also not going to turn a blind eye to the fact that a change of pace is welcome for as long as this game is. So being in a sharply contrasted area is cool. I would argue this very possibly isn't sharply contrasted enough, since this is supposed to be like a heaven angel thing. If it was almost completely all white, I would be okay with something like that, at least for a small section. Like, they call heaven the White City, so one assumes that some artist somewhere had that in their head, where this feels like an autumn section. Again, very World of Warcrafty style game. Since this game, covering this game has taken so long, the latest God of War game is just about to come out. And what was interesting in the embargoed, no longer embargoed reviews of people who had early access to it, is how they've added a loot system that seems sort of extremely similar to the loot system that was added to this game. And while I don't think they did it as poorly as this game did it, it seems like a mistake from the past is getting repeated. And that's scary, because when Darksiders 3 comes out, if there is a loot system that's not really talked about or shown in trailers, but it is there in the final product, if because of that there's an extra 5 to 15 hours of gameplay for no real reason, that's not what I would want. I'm having to remember that I can eat how high and if I can jump at all. See, and I don't know if that's something that I'm going to enter or not. Are we going to run into some kind of corruption based animals in Lost Light, or corruption based angels? Yeah, we, I think, got Volgrim again, which I don't see a real reason to talk to him.
Come closer.
Alright.
See what Volgrim has to offer.
What we could do, however, is see the price of our level 18 punishing scythes are 9,150. Let's come over here and equip the Demon Heart Talisman and then talk to him.
I have new items if you have.
And it says 9,150. So there's really no talking about what this is doing. Let's see. Infusing common items with devouring spirits, increasing their value. I almost wonder if maybe the idea was that you didn't have to equip some of these talismans. Like, that would be nice if you didn't, and everything kind of stacked on top of each other. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. Alright. I have to look and just double check to make sure nothing I have would be of any benefit. No, nope. So this is like the 4th time.
A bug.
I suppose I want to just sell this. There's really no reason not to.
A bug.
Like Demon Heart Blade. I don't know how this works. I can sell this one, I guess. So, like, the other one we got was Blade Master Blade, so we'll just hold on to it. I'm gonna sell one of these and one of these. Do we have a map? Okay, we are here. Or no, we are actually going here. And there's a serpent totem here. We are here. This is just an incredibly small map that's taking us to a dungeon. Well, apparently there's an ivory citadel. So there might be a couple of things that we're going to do extra. But mostly we're going to be in this crystal sphere getting the one piece of the key. Maybe there's going to be something out here. Honestly, this is just like the worst way ever to break up a game. To have the 3rd act sections broken up into different areas and environments. Because it was probably 12 hours before we got out of the Forge Lands. If we had done Lost Light in the first hour or two, and then we'd gone to the Demon Ring realm and gotten the key, or the part of the key from the Demon realm after an hour or two, and then we had done the Land of the Dead, and then we'd done the Forge Lands, and the Forge Lands opened up as this big open area. Like, that would have been a lot more variety for the people that didn't make it to the end of this game, which the numbers, particularly for the Definitive Edition, are extremely, extremely low. We are at the somewhere between 15 and 25% ratio, according to Steam, as just people who have done achievements that you couldn't have missed if you played the game. It's story-based things. We've been playing now for 21 hours and 44 minutes. 2 hours and 21 minutes of that actually in combat. A ton of wandering around. We can look at some of these other stats. 52 times dead, but 41 of them falling off the edge of something. Almost certainly. And then I've almost killed 100 people on horseback. I've barely killed less than 40 people with the Reaper mode, because you don't really need to go into Reaper mode. In fact, the Reaper mode falls apart as a concept because of the way things... How'd I get it? Oh, I got a skill point that I forgot to use. Like, the Reaper mode is in an emergency... let's see. Emergency action that you would only do if you're about to die. I'm surprised it doesn't also fill up your health while you're in Reaper, in your ultimate Reaper form. So when we do this dungeon, we're almost certainly going to get a piece of gear or an ability. When we do the next dungeon, we'll get another piece of gear or ability, and we may very well not get the last ability right before the end of the game, which I'm not even sure where that's going to be, if it's just going to take place in the Tree of Life or somewhere else. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. When you subscribe, please click the notification button. If you want to further follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further than that, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.